What ho, YouTube folks, Thomas Benjamin Wilde Esquire here. I am delighted to be here. Let's get started straight away, shall we? None of this faffing around with chitter chatter. Let's get this party really started. I'm so excited, I'm so delighted, I know a brand new song. It's very easy, it's bright and breezy, you simply can't go wrong. You tap your feet and you step in time, it's a treat if you keep the rhyme. Start to do it now, step right up and take your bow. Tap your feet and sing bo-de-do-de-do, it's a treat, just sing bo-de-do-de-do. Can't be beat, just sing bo-de-do-de-do now. Bands all play and go bo-de-do-de-do, folks all sway and go bo-de-do-de-do. It's okay, just go bo-de-do-de-do now. You gotta let your voice get hoarse and passionate. Oh no, but hooray, it's up to you to take the tune and fashion it your own way. And I'll say, it's a treat, just sing bo-de-do-de-do. Can't be beat, just sing bo-de-do-de-do. Tap your feet and sing bo-de-do-de-do now. I'm overheated, I can't be seated, I need to dance about. And I'm so happy, so bright and snappy, I feel I want to shout. You'd be like me if you knew this thing. You feel as free as the birds in spring. If you're feeling low, let yourself relax and go. Tap your feet and sing bo-de-do-de-do. It's a treat, just sing bo-de-do-de-do. Can't be beat, just sing bo-de-do-de-do now. Bands all play and go bo-de-do-de-do, folks all sway and go bo-de-do-de-do. It's okay, just go bo-de-do-de-do now. You gotta let your voice get hoarse and passionate. Oh no, but hooray, it's up to you to take the tune and fashion it your own way. And I'll say, it's a treat, just sing bo-de-do-de-do. Can't be beat, just sing bo-de-do-de-do. Tap your feet and sing bo-de-do-de-do now. Body, doddy, doodin' dot wee, ba-doodin' dow today, shootin' the ray, boozy, doozy, bottin' dot wee, ba-doo day, today, bot hooray, bottly dot, doddly dot, wee, bottin' diddly doodin' doddly day, a skiddly doo ray, doo oozy, bottin' diddly dot, and doozy day, ray, hey, you gotta let your voice get hoarse and passionate. Oh no, bot hooray, it's up to you to take the tune and fashion it your own way. And I'll say, it's a treat, just sing bo-de-do-de-do. Can't be beat, just sing bo-de-do-de-do. Tap your feet and sing bo-de-do-de-do now. Kind of fizzles out a little bit at the end there, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, one and all. I'm hoping that you can hear me fine. Okay, there's quite a bit of a delay on this because I went for optimal viewing rather than immediacy. So the picture quality and the audio should be better. But there will be more delay on it, so apologies if I don't respond to things straight away. Hoping that it's sounding okay. Okay, as it's Friday night, I thought I'd do my Friday night staying in anthem, as we're all having to stay in at the moment. It's been described as a lockdown anthem. This is a single that I released recently, so I'm sure lots of you are doing this evening. It's Friday night.
It's Friday night.
I'm all alone.
I'm all alone.
My significant other has gone off out with her friends, so I'm sitting on my own. But I don't mind. I won't protest. Because it's times like these when I can indulge in what I like doing best. Don't need no one because I'm getting pants drunk. An evening in I love to spend it pants drunk. Stripped down to my underwear, sitting back in my armchair, feeling all devil-may-care with an evening's worth of time to spare. Please don't try to knock, I'm getting pants drunk. You could be in for quite a shock, I'm getting pants drunk. No need for dressing to impress, just sitting back in my own mess. I'm content on my own, just getting pants drunk. Curry for one, maybe Chinese, or perhaps I'll order both as tonight. I'll do just as I damn well please. How about that Netflix documentary about Colombian drug cartels or the fall of Nazi Germany? Don't need an invite out, I'm getting pants drunk. I'm content to lie about just getting pants drunk. I'll pour myself another drink, fart and revel in the stink, just sitting on my arse here getting pants drunk. Getting pants drunk. There's nothing more superb than getting pants drunk. Look up history on Wikipedia, be deliberately contrary on social media, troll and cause an online fight, then watch it carry on all night. Don't feel bad for me, I'm getting pants drunk. You probably don't want to see me getting pants drunk. Roaming around the house all wild and free, disregarding all sense of dignity. Nights at home were made for getting pants drunk. The World Wide Web at my fingertips, a source of endless fascination with my lathered cotton chips, but not forgetting the incognito setting. A gentleman never subjects a lady to a search history she may find upsetting. There's nothing I love more than getting pants drunk. Friday nights were made for getting pants drunk. Never do I feel more grand than when I'm scratching my balls and sniffing my hands, sitting on my arse, just getting pants drunk. Okay, ladies and gentlemen listening to this at home, I would like you to do me a favour, if you will. Please repeat after me. Pants drunk.
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 Don't need no one because I'm getting pants drunk.
Pants drunk.
An evening in I love to spend it pants drunk.
Pants drunk.
Stripped down to my underwear, sitting back in my armchair, feeling all devil may care with an evening's worth of time to spare. Please don't try to knock, I'm getting pants drunk. You could be in for quite a shock, I'm getting pants drunk. No need for dressing to impress, just sitting back in my own mess. I'm content on my own, just getting pants drunk. No one to judge my choice of tunes. No longer in my headphones, banished up to the spare room. The bathroom door can't stay open wide. The dog doesn't complain about the noises from inside. There's something to be said for getting pants drunk. Why not stay at home instead and just get pants drunk? Nobody to tell you how to spend your time. You can do it your way and I'll do it mine. Nights at home are made for getting pants drunk. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody there. Lots of comments there. Lots of people shouting out pants drunk, which is fantastic. It means you can hear me, which is great. I'm just going to take a quick swig of water before I launch into this classic song by Queen. I can dim the lights and sing you songs full of sad things. We can do the tango just for two. I can serenade and gently play on your heartstrings. Be a Valentino just for you. Lover boy, what you doing tonight? Hey boy, set my alarm, turn on my charm. That's because I'm a good old-fashioned lover boy. Let me feel your heartbeat grow faster, faster. Can you feel my love heat? Come on, sit in my hot seat of love and tell me how do you feel right after all? I'd like for you and I to go romancing. Just say the word, your wish is my command. Lover boy, what you doing tonight? Hey boy, write my letter, feel much better. Use my fancy patter on the telephone. When I'm not with you, I think of you always. I miss those long, hot summer nights. When you're not with me, think of me always. I love you, love you. Hey boy, where'd you go? Hey boy, where did you go? I learned my passion at the good old-fashioned school of lover boys. I'm delighted to be here on YouTube this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can't let Faceback have all the fun. Hopefully it'll be a fun night. pay the bill, you drink the wine. Riding back in style in my saloon will do quite nicely. Just take me back to yours, that will be fine. Come on and get it. Ooh, lover boy, what you doing tonight? Hey boy, just hold on tight, everything's alright. That's because I'm a good old-fashioned lover boy. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. Thank you very, very much. Now, YouTube Live, I'm here playing my gig. I will be taking questions at the end. I've actually written down quite a lot of the questions that I'm going to be answering. So if towards the end you want to add your questions on, I will try and answer some of them as well. I'm afraid I probably won't see them on this stream at the moment because they'll whiz by and I won't be able to see them. I can't quite see them now. There's a few people I can read out there. Okay, but the computer's a little bit too far away from my face. Okay, so ladies and gents, this next song is from my first album, which, if you are interested, is available on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, and all those kind of things, but also for direct download from my website, tombyworld.com. We'll actually keep all of the money for that as well if you download it from there. This is a song I wrote about one particular drink I've not been able to drink since my teenage years because of overexcess. Now, I'm sure you can comment with all of your own ones in the comment section there as well. So let's play this one. Enough to hang out down the park, never on a school night, at the weekends after dark. We'd always find sources of cheap alcohol aplenty, Buckfast wine, Glen's vodka hooch and Mad Dog 2020, using everything within our power to access substances to enhance interpersonal prowess. But the one drink I refer to as the devil's brew I can bear no longer, as I'll now explain to you. I can't drink cider anymore. I can't drink cider anymore. A cold lager and lime makes for a rather smashing time, but cider is a thing I can't endure. Teenage drinking was a curse, and it left me feeling worse than other drinks we managed to procure. And now I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider anymore. I can't drink cider anymore. I can't drink cider anymore. I'm absolutely fine with a beer or with a wine, and countless spirits one may wish to pour, but a single cider drink will make me throw up in the sink, the lavatory, or even on the floor, because I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider anymore. Just to be creative, we would often try to make clever combinations we might now deem a mistake, trying new concoctions at a breakneck record pace, making Sunday mornings an ordeal to have to face, day trips to the bathroom, the finale of the week, sat behind closed blinds with no ability to speak, but one drink left an effect I'd ne'er soon forget, and from those regurgitations I have not recovered yet. I can't drink cider anymore. I can't drink cider anymore. A double G&T is jolly good for me. A Jaeger bomb will warm me to the core. I am the type of bloke who loves a nice spice rum and coke. And though I've tried many times since just to make sure, I know I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider anymore. I can't drink cider anymore. I can't drink cider anymore. A well-aged Scottish whiskey can be a little risky, but it makes one feel satisfactorily mature. I can keep on staying out on the ale or on the stout, but cider leaves me bidding friends adieu. Because I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider anymore. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. Thank you. Okay, another sip of water. So, if any of you are interested in me and joining me on any other social medias at all, then you can actually find me on all of these ones at the bottom. Okay, so Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Patreon. So I'm building my Patreon community at the moment. For as little as $3 a month, you can access all kinds of exclusive materials on there. So do come join me on those. Come join me on those. And if you're not already subscribed to me on YouTube, come and subscribe. Because, yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun. Okay. Also, if you want to leave me some kind of tip, then you can. The link is in the description below or above. I'm not sure on YouTube whether it's below or above. Okay, there's a link to my PayPal on there. Okay, there's a link to my website on there as well for you to access that too. So this next song is about the joys of not getting married. Of age-old social norms that you and I both willfully ignore, never entertaining ideas of attempting to conform, for etiquette can be an awful bore. We'll play the game together and we will write the rules, though we may be forever dismissed as silly fools. We'll always pave our own way without embarrassment or fear, even if some people say they're quite dismayed to hear that we are living in sin, living in sin. If there is a heaven that we're not getting in, we could subscribe to their airs and their graces, or we could stick the middle finger up in all their stupid faces. Living in sin, living in sin. Though it may not seem it, we are shooting for the win, not wasting our time waiting for our lives to begin, because we're living in sin. When we are surrounded by magnolia and beige, I'd like a tin of tartan paint to throw. I very quickly tire of being told to act our age, of smiling, nodding, putting on a show, pretending we should be there, or that we give a toss, navigating situations as if we really care, politely dodging questioning that makes us both quite cross. We might as well admit the fact we're actually quite proud that we are living in sin, living in sin, taking life exactly as it says on the tin. What would we need a big wedding day for? Think of all the holidays that money could pay for. Living in sin, living in sin. Mine's a slimline tonic topped up with a double gin. Duty and tradition can go out with the bin, because we're living in sin. heads any place that we walk in, breezing along, too content to care, 'cause when the chips are down, neither of us is going anywhere. We're living in sin, living in sin. We're afraid to face them with a smug and stubborn grin. It's never been debated, you're the yang to my yin, because we're living in sin. Living in sin, living in sin. I'll be your cabool when the rain is setting in. Don't need empty gestures to show that we belong. Our ability to outlast them has proved all the doubters wrong. Living in sin, living in sin. Not afraid to face them with a smug and stubborn grin. Proudly at the centre of one God Almighty din, because we're living in sin. Thank you very much. Thank you very much there, ladies and gents. Okay, so I did promise that I would say a big birthday shout out to Claire Ambler on behalf of Mark Green. I believe it's Claire's birthday this weekend, so happy birthday, Claire. I'm going to dedicate this next song to you. This is a song called Serenade. You're a strong, determined woman, you always speak your mind. You race ahead of other girls and leave them far behind. You've achieved success through hard work, you've always had a plan. That would help you very much when you need to find a man to love you and protect you and correct you when you're wrong, to sweetly serenade you, that means sing you a nice song, to sweep you off your feet like you're in a fairy tale, to give your life a purpose you need a heterosexual male. The letters by your name suggest an education too. Published book on neuroscience, my darling, good for you. You're a very clever girl, no doubt your success may well inspire, but these dalliances hide the truth of what you secretly desire. Someone to hug you and to kiss you, to tell you you look good, to explain films and literature because you may have misunderstood, to undermine your politics but your fair appearance hail, to give you affirmation you need a heterosexual male. While I'm all for feminism and only want what's best for you, there's no monopoly on suffering and men have problems too. You claim the patriarchal society is to blame, but hold on there, sweetheart, for not all men are the same. To rush to keep you company when you're feeling all alone, but when you turn down his advances, complain he's in the friend zone. To subtly criticize and patronize you when you fail, to define you as a person you need a heterosexual male. To grab you and to hold you, to tempt you into bed, to strip down to his underwear before you've given the go-ahead, with attempts at your arousal that rarely prevail. To satisfy your needs you need a heterosexual male. Thank you. Thank you. Happy birthday, Claire. Happy birthday. Okay. As I say, all of these songs are available, other than the covers, to stream and download from all the usual places. If you want to go and buy them directly from me, then you can through my website, which is linked below. If you want to become a patron on my Patreon, then that's linked below as well. Or if you just want to be nice and give me a tip, you can do that below as well. The other place that I've allowed for you to give a tip is to my local independent music venue, Esquires, who, as lots of independent venues are struggling at the moment, because they can't open, and they'll probably be one of the last places to open. They're a fantastic venue, so if you want to drop them a tip as well, that'd be fantastic. That goes straight to them. Support your local venues, ladies and gents. Go out, buy tickets, pay into kind of crowdfunding things for them. If they go, it'll be terrible. So we must support the local venues, particularly independent venues. Okay, this next song is from my new album, which is called A Quiet Night In. Fairly apt, I would say, for the current situation. So this is a song about the joys of online discourse. Perusing on the interwebs, scrolling through the stories, enjoying posts about dogs and cats, and reveling in past glories. One thumb flick too far it seems, and suddenly I'm greeted by angry belligerent ramblings that some furious soul has tweeted. My anxiety sets into overdrive, for the state of the world I despair, from the one-upmanship and self-congratulatory desire to overshare. Social media, oh social media, it'll drive you up the wall by selling falsehoods to mislead ya, making your perspective shitter, or just jaded, sad and bitter. Hyperbole won't make anyone more intelligent or fitter. Social media, oh social media, throwing to the wind all international press standards procedure. But be aware of all the total bullshit they drip feed to ya. Your little bubble won't be burst on social media. Browsing through the channels for some stimulative fix, ending up on Question Time, debating politics. Blood starts boiling instantly in profuse obscenities. Pour onto the screen without second thought to show that I'm displeased. Stress levels are rising substantially, and the anger is over the scale. If this were the real world, I might take some action that could land me in jail. Social media, oh social media, all the dubious news stories coming in at lightning speed to you, leaving little time to think, but passing on before you blink. That biting retort's taking far too much thought becomes easier when you've had a drink. Social media, oh social media, never letting the truth of any situations impede ya. But people will never admit defeat and ultimately concede to ya. Would we all get on much better without social media? Who am I putting this out for? Whom am I trying to impress? Nobody ever changed their mind based on 280 characters or less. How can they disagree with me? How can they think I'm wrong? I find it helps to remind myself by singing you this song. Social media, oh social media, a fine platform for old school friends and creative types to plead to ya, to help fund their Kickstarter or their pyramid selling scheme, or join local community forums that make one want to scream. Social media, oh social media, a place where people sell old stuff that they no longer need to, yeah. Be aware of all the total bullshit they drip feed to ya, and remember nothing online ever comes completely free to ya, and everyone has their agenda that they'll adamantly defend. No, nothing is quite what it seems on social media. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, I'd like to play another one from the new album now. Many of us are working from home at the moment, I myself included. I'm actually a part-time lecturer at a college of further education. And what we're all discovering at the moment is lots of the work we got told we couldn't do from home, we probably could have actually done. So this is a song about that. We broke our backs to get here, and you didn't say for what. You said this was important, but it seems that it is not. You were rather vague on what this small liaison would entail, but could you really not just put this in an email? Have we down tools and rushed over at the mere drop of a hat to satisfy your urge to have a cosy little chat? Full of pointless questioning, but lacking in detail. Could you really not just put this in an email? Could you really not just put this in an email? Could you really not just put this in an email? Was it for the sense of drama that you called us to attend? Somebody here is definitely not winning any friends. I'm sick of staying after hours and early morning starts, of lengthy lunchtime lectures staring gormlessly at charts. Being forced to rush my sandwich goes too far beyond the pale. Could you really not just put this in an email? The sense of self-importance that these merry meetings bring won't justify the training sessions where nobody learns a thing. We'd like to ditch the role plays and the meetings face-to-face in favour of sitting at our desks, perusing at our own sweet pace. If this is what it takes to keep the top brass satisfied, tell them all of this box ticking leaves one feeling dead inside. And we do not need a hookup to discuss the paper trail. Could you really not just put this in an email? When you called us all together during a busy working week, were you surprised at the eye rolling when you stepped forward to speak? It's a sign of the disdain behind a thin and flimsy veil. Could you really not just put this in an email? Was the presentation needed just to keep us all on side? Was anybody actually listening or just reading from the slides? All the unrealistic targets were all set up to fail. Could you really not just put them in an email? Could you really not just put them in an email? Could you really not just put them in an email? Can't you see that we're all busy trying to arrange all the things you brought up last time and you said we had to change? Are there any explanations for the sudden summonings? Are there hidden revelations that the awkward silence brings? If there are not, I propose that we this gathering derail, and for fuck's sake, please just put this in an email. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. Thank you very much. Sorry for coughing into the microphone. Terrible of me, terribly rude. Okay, so this next song I actually wrote while on lockdown. It's a brand new song. I ran a little bit of a competition for it over on Facebook with the fantastic Hats Period, who are a group of people a company that make some of the hats that I wear in videos. And they offered a prize, the winning video. Fantastic cover version of this song. Now, I wrote this, and there's a video of it on YouTube featuring just me playing the banjolele. But then, because everyone's on lockdown, that means my producer Lee Head is also on lockdown, and he knocked together a backing track for me. So this is it with the backing track. This is a song called Let's Make Some Entertainment of Our Own. It's free for you to use. You can create your own versions. I'd love to see your own versions of this. You can change some of the lyrics as well. It was just done as a bit of fun while I was bored. Okay, so let's give this a go. The forecast is for rain, so let's not sit here and complain. So let's make some entertainment of our own. There's nothing on the telly that will turn our brains to jelly, so let's make some entertainment of our own. There's lots of lovely folks like us can get up to. We don't need to go outside to find something to do. We're not expecting guests, so why bother getting dressed? No, let's make some entertainment of our own. News must remain dear. Let's make some entertainment of our own. The extensive travel bans have interrupted all our plans, so let's make some entertainment of our own. We all have our worries about what this all leads to. Let's not sit around getting stressed, let's do our best to muddle through. The country is on lockdown, so while we count the clock down, let's make some entertainment of our own. The news is ever changing and we can't start rearranging, so let's make some entertainment of our own. This thing seems to be lasting and projections are contrasting, so let's make some entertainment of our own. There's conflict of opinion on how best to proceed, but we're here stocked up with mostly everything that we could need. The situation's dire, so while the world's on fire, let's make some entertainment of our own. Thank you very much. I don't think I've got that song right at all since I played it, but I did only write it a few weeks ago, so I think I can be forgiven for that. Okay, so, excuse me, spilling water all over my moustache. So this next one, I'm sure while we've been doing all of this lockdown malarkey, some of you have been cajoled into doing various jobs around the house, various DIY jobs around the house. I'm terrible at those, so this next song is about my forays into that. My bathroom tap was leaking, so I set about seeking some advice from the good old internet, which caused me some frustration with conflicting information, so I had to have a sit down and pour myself a drink instead. A picture air was forming, so to avoid the need for calling someone out who might charge us through the teeth, I acquired a Black & Decker, and though did not set out to wreck a perfectly good bit of plastering that once sat just beneath, the job conspired against me, ill preparation came to bite. The end result could hardly have been worse. I had simply failed to do the job I'd been entrusted to, so I folded in and did what I really should have done at first. I called someone to fix it, I called somebody over. I've no desire to do this without a hangover. My partner has been asking me to do this for a while, and so I turn and say to her with a sad and weary smile, it would require some basic skill or some modicum of will and reliance on assistance from a friend. And that's why I never try even simple DIY. I'd have to call someone to fix it in the end. We want to put up shelves so we can satisfy ourselves with all the things that we've acquired throughout the years. So I set about to drilling and then very nearly killing myself for causing lasting damage through the long frustrated tears. The bathroom tiles were grouting, but I know I'll end up shouting at myself as I somehow cause a wreck without sufficient tools or any knowledge of the rules that others seem to know instinctively without any need to check. This lack of expertise always brings me to my knees, and midway through I'll likely have a change of heart as I cry out for a foul, expleat and then throw in the towel and resign myself to doing what I should have from the start. I'll call someone to fix it, I'll call somebody over. I've no desire to do this without a hangover. My partner has been asking me to do this for a while, and so I turn and say to her with a sad and weary smile, it would require some basic skill or some modicum of will or reliance on assistance from a friend. And that's why I never try even simple DIY. I'd have to call someone to fix it in the end. I called someone to fix it, I called somebody over. I've no desire to do this without a hangover. My partner has been asking me to do this for a while, and so I turn and say to her with a sad and weary smile, it would require some basic skill or some modicum of will or reliance on assistance from a friend. And that's why I never try even simple DIY. I'd have to call much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Okay. So as I mentioned, 2 albums out at the moment, okay, which are both available on your usual streaming platform, be that YouTube, be that Amazon, be that iTunes, Spotify. You can find them on there. First one is Awkward Encounters While Walking My Dog. The second one is A Quiet Night In. Or you can visit my website and download it from there as well. I do have CDs. I'm struggling with postage at the moment a little bit, as I'm sure you can understand. So the best way is to actually download directly from my website, because I get the money then and I don't have to post anything else. But there are also T-shirts and things like that on there if you fancy them. Also, if you want to join my Patreon community, there's a link below or above where you can do that for as little as $3 a month to access all kinds of interesting and fun exclusive materials. Okay, or just follow me on the other social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm quite active on all of them. Doing my best at Twitter at the moment. It's something that doesn't come easy, Twitter. So this next song, a little bit controversial. I didn't play it the last couple of weeks because the person it's about was in hospital with COVID. He's back now. Hooray. Boris is back. Okay. This song was actually written when I thought Boris Johnson was on his way out, and about the rise of a chap called Jacob Rees-Mogg, who was becoming the new Tory novelty toff. But actually this song's become relevant again with a few tweaks of the lyrics. So this is my political song now, attempt at political satire. The Tories are having rather a funny time of late. Virus plans have not lived up to expectations, and apparently dismantling our beloved welfare state hasn't played too well for party public relations. Tax cuts for the rich while raising tuition fees didn't seem to win them many young fans. What's needed is a quick fix that is guaranteed to please and won't impact on any other plans. The Tories need another novelty top. Now Boris Johnson's become rather a bore. The smug Etonian candor makes the strategy seem grander, and it's played well with the public before. The Tories need another novelty top, someone that people will adore. Success on Have I Got News disguises problematic views and will have them screaming out for more. Public school arrogance and sharp-cutting wit always make for good sound bites in TV reports. In fact, they can turn MPs into something of a hit and help to mobilise grassroots support. Why depend on manifesto quality when a turn of phrase can shut the opposition down? Success need not rely on having strength of policy when your figurehead's a plebeian charming clown. The Tories need another novelty top to mobilise the electorate again. With eloquence and finesse, one can destroy the NHS and treat the lower class with thinly veiled disdain. The Tories need another novelty top, a quaint view of privilege that will sell. With clever worded memes, they can win over middle-class teens and make their champ a pin-up boy as well. Top to alleviate pandemic fears and try to frantically deflect the problems caused by public sector underfunding for the last 10 years. The Tories need another novelty top to represent the 1%, allowing private companies to expand their monopolies and influence where public money is spent. The Tories need another novelty top to be the friendly face of brutal cuts. With a firm, stiff upper lip, every condescending quip will serve to drive the opposition nuts. Tories need another novelty top for their grip on power to remain. And with the right selection, they'll storm the next election and make Great Britain great again. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, this next song is about my experiences on trains to Brighton with leery groups of what we describe as stag do's. Some of you may know them as bachelor parties. I can't remember what the Australian term was for it that somebody told me the other day. But anyway, this is a song about my frustration with stag do's on trains. Toxic masculinity on display for all to see. On the train to Brighton, oh the irony. The abrasive behaviour's such a bore. It's been done a million times before. Would it hurt you to show some originality? The noisy banter grates us, does the swilling of cheap booze. And loud talk about a football game. I now pray your team will lose. Stag do, please don't. If you think we'll find you funny, then we definitely won't. All the alpha male posturing makes it achingly plain to see that you lack sexual security and certain levels of maturity caused by a complete over-reliance on a fragile patriarchy. Stag do, please don't. If you think we'll see the funny side, we definitely won't. And if we to piss on your parade, nobody finds your behaviour cool. Just a bunch of morons acting like they still belong in school, and none of this will ever get you laid. When you and all your merry chums discuss loudly all the things you would do to each other's mums, it makes everybody's eyes here roll as one. It's not that we're against that kind of thing in principle, but when the aim is just to make your gang feel they're invincible, I think we can agree that we are done. Don't try to dominate a public space, it really is uncouth. And it's obvious to everyone that you will suffer from unresolved issues from a misspent youth. Stag do, please don't. If you think we'll find you funny, then we definitely won't. All the overcompensation makes it achingly plain to see. Your lives must be so unbearable if you need your manhood to be wearable, to satisfy your own egos around your friends and family. Stag do, please don't. If you think we'll find you charming, then we definitely won't. And then we need to carry on with this charade. Please do it far away from us. Go hire yourself a minibus. I repeat, none of this will ever get you laid. Thank you very much. My frustration there, ladies and gents, my frustration there with laddish behaviour. Laddish. Caddish, not laddish. Let's try and remember that. Okay, we're going to try some audience participation now, ladies and gents. We're going to try some audience participation. This song is a song about enjoying a nice cup of tea, which I'm sure lots of you do. Here in the UK, we do that a lot. So this is a song called Everything Stops for Tea. And your part in it, you'll hear la-di-da-di-da-di-do when the clock strikes 4. And you're going to sing Everything Stops for Tea. Okay? Should we give that a go? Obviously, I've got no element. I've got no evidence of that. I'm going to trust you, okay? So, la-di-da-di-da-di-do when the clock strikes 4. Now, I'm going to assume that that was okay, fair to middling. We're going to try it one more time, and you're going to be a lot louder this time, and then we'll try it with the track. So we get la-di-da-di-da-di-do when the clock strikes 4. Now, I'm going to assume that was much better. You'll hear where to come in, okay? I might add it in a couple of times as well. So, everything stops for tea. The factory may be roaring with a boom-a-lack-a-zoom-a-lack-a-wee, but there isn't any roar when the clock strikes 4. Everything stops for tea. Oh, the lawyer in the courtroom in the middle of an alimony plea has to stop and help them pour when the clock strikes 4. It's a very good English custom if the weather be cold or hot. If you need a little pickup, you know a little teacup will always hit the spot. You remember Cleopatra had a date to meet Mark Antony at 3. When he came an hour late, she said you'll have to wait. One more time, la-di-da-di-da-di-do, when the clock strikes 4, everything stops for tea. Oh, they may be playing football and the crowd is shouting, kill the referee! But no matter what the score, when the clock strikes 4, oh, the golfer may be golfing and just about to make a hole in 3, but it always gets him sore when the clock gives 4. It's a very good English custom and a stimulant for the brain. If you feel a little weary, a tea will make you chilly and it's cheaper than champagne. Oh, I know now why friend Schubert never finished his unfinished symphony. He might have written more, but the clock struck 4. One more time, la-di-da-di-da-di-do, when the clock strikes 4. Excellent work there, ladies and gents. Excellent work. I'm assuming that was very good. Video evidence might be nice on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you want to post it. Okay, just so I know that you were joining in. So this next song is another participation. Well, we're going through a phase of audience participation now, ladies and gents. So this next song was one of the last songs that George Formby recorded. Actually kind of originally performed by Paul Evans in the States. And this is a song called Happy Go Lucky Me. And your part in it is a laugh. Okay, so you're going to hear, I can laugh when things aren't funny. Happy go lucky me. You're going to do the laugh. Okay, so let's try that. I can laugh when things aren't funny. Happy go lucky me. Okay, a little bit more complicated. I'm going to play this through once so that you can hear it. And then I'm going to ask you to do the laughs. Okay, so let's give this a go. I can laugh when things aren't funny. Happy go lucky me. I can smile when I ain't got no money. Happy go lucky me. It may sound silly, but I don't care. I've got the sunlight, I've got the moon, I've got the stars above. Me and my sweetie, well, we both share a slappy-go-dappy, happy-go-lucky love. Well, life is sweet, yes, as sweet as honey. Happy-go-lucky me. Okay, your turn. I can laugh when things aren't funny. Happy-go-lucky me. I can smile when I ain't got no money. Happy-go-lucky me. It may sound silly, but I don't care. I've got the sunlight, I've got the moon, I've got the stars above. Me and my sweetie, well, we both share a slappy-go-dappy, happy-go-lucky love. Well, life is sweet, yes, as sweet as honey. Happy-go-lucky me. Freestyle now. Ha 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 ha. Happy-go-lucky me. Your turn. Happy-go-lucky me. It may sound silly, but I don't care. I've got the sunlight, I've got the moon, I've got the stars above. Me and my sweetie, well, we both share a slappy-go-dappy, happy-go-lucky love. Well, life is sweet, yes, as sweet as honey. Happy-go-lucky me. One more time. Happy-go-lucky me. One more time. Happy-go-lucky me. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. I can see lots of you are doing it, adding it into the comments there. Fantastic work, fantastic work. Okay, so this next one, a bit more political. I didn't actually write this next song about the current situation, but it does feel rather apt. Now, you will recognise the tune. You're going to hear me sing the line, "Stop being an arsehole," and your participation part in it is quite simply, okay. Okay? So you're going to hear, "Stop being an arsehole, okay." That's what you're going to do. Okay? Stop being an arsehole, okay. So let's give that a go. Bit of a marching one, this one, ladies and gents. Marching too much actually wobbles the camera in this situation, so I'm going to try not to do it too much. The time has come, you will agree, to stop being afraid, to do away with subtlety and call a spade a spade. We've passed the point where one can simply turn and look away. Stop being an arsehole.
Okay.
We've been politely sitting on the fence for far too long and burying our heads in the sand to pretend there's nothing wrong. Ignoring a rotten smell will never make it go away. Stop being an arsehole.
Okay.
We've passed the point of reasonable and sensible debate and must adjust the balance now before it is too late. Does every ill-informed moron deserve to have a say? Society won't progress while there are half-wits in the way. Privileged immature fuckwits do not recognise they're blessed, and when given half a chance they cannot help but make a mess. The grown-ups need to intervene to interrupt their play. Stop being an arsehole.
Okay.
Okay, so this song can be dedicated to anybody who's breaking lockdown at the moment. The people who are currently armed and in Michigan who are armed in Michigan lining up and trying to protest against lockdown. Silly people. The many folks who fought to have a voice across the years didn't do so for old racists to launch political careers while screaming with entitlement that they deserve to have their way. Stop being an arsehole.
Okay.
The progress that's been made within the realms of equal rights cannot simply be abandoned and set back overnight, reversing all advancements by 4 or 5 decades. Stop being an arsehole.
Okay.
The imbeciles who rant against the changing of the tide inevitably use all their advantages to hide when the proverbial hits the fan, and will be first to place the blame by protesting far too much when they should really be ashamed. So let's all shout out loud when there are morons holding court. Let frank words overpower and cut their frantic raving short. The darker days of history must not be seen again. Stop being an arsehole. Amen. Thank you very much for joining in there, ladies and gents. Thank you very much. I'm seeing the responses with okay there as well. So this next song was written about... I'm doing all right for battery there. This next song was written about Sunday evenings. Dreading the idea of going to work the next day. And this is a song called Just One Day More. No, it isn't. This one is. Counting down till sunset, waiting for the axe to fall, slowly creeping right on cue. Like a Joy Division song, it stirs a foreboding morbid cloud, a feeling one cannot subdue. The hangover is yet to lift, but the weekend's truly done. The combination seems a little cruel. It rather reminds one of the end of summer holidays and the thought of heading back to school. I've got that Sunday evening feeling, the thought of work seems unappealing, and distant memories come to haunt me, bad decisions back to taunt me, and it all just leaves me begging for one more day in bed. Just one day more, just one day more. I've no desire to face the drama from the week before, so I sop into my pillow one day more. Sleeping patterns interrupted by 2 nights of excess that I should have learned from years ago. The lion's sorely needed to help relieve the stress, and ablutions hit an all-time low. The hangover keeps hanging on, the dread begins to rise. The combination seems a little cruel. Memories of obnoxious drink-fueled rants return in light of day and leave one feeling like a fool. I've got that Sunday evening sorrow at the thought of work tomorrow. I ask if I can borrow just a bit more time to rest. Watch the clock as each hour passes, as frustration now surpasses all attempts to get my 7 hours in and put forward my best. Just one day more, just one day more. I've no desire to face the drama from the week before, so I plead unto the gods just one day more. Just one day more, just one day more. I'm not yet prepared for all the shit that this week has in store, so my aching soul cries out just one day more. Counting down till pending doom as the light drifts through from the rising sun, highlighting the oppressive gloom and the desire to fuck it off and run. Just one day more, just one day more. I've no desire to face the drama from the week before, so I plead unto the gods just one day more. Just one day more, just one day more. I'm not yet prepared for all the shit that this week has in store, so my aching soul cries out just one day more. I'm not yet prepared for all the shit that this week has in store, so my aching soul cries out just one day more. Got it right there, got it right there. That last note. Okay, so we are hurtling towards the end of the set now, ladies and gents, and then I'll get on to answering some of your questions. This next song is about, we've had a song about the joys of not getting married. This next one is about the joys of not having children. No, should have deleted that one. I'm tired of conversations with my friends and family about what I think the future holds for my best girl and me. I fully understand exactly what they're driving at, and unfortunately my answer tends to leave them somewhat flat. Unsubtle hints are met with awkwardness, so I feel I am required to confess. I don't want kids, I just want pets. I can't foresee that this will be one of my great regrets. Your kids are fine, 'cause they're not mine. To me a life lived without children sounds divine. I try to make excuses when folks arrive with their baby. There's nothing I dread more than someone handing it to me, but declining offers to have them rested on your knee makes one a pariah within polite society. The room looks round with eyes of pure dismay, and no one will believe it when you say, I don't want kids, I just want pets. I can't fond of it is true. The advantage is that when I grow weary of their noise, I can direct them back to you. I don't want kids. I just want pets. I can't see that this will be one of my great regrets. Your kids are fine, 'cause they're not mine. To me a life lived without children sounds divine. I don't want kids. I just want pets. I can't foresee that this will be. Your kids are fine, 'cause they're not mine. To me a life lived without children sounds divine. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. Thank you very much. Okay, so those of you who are interested, you can find both of my albums on whatever streaming platform it is you use most regularly. iTunes, Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, it's all on there. Bandcamp as well. Bandcamp are doing a bit of a deal at the moment where I get all the money, so get on Bandcamp if you're on there. Both albums are on there. Awkward Encounters While Walking My Dog was the first one. Second one is A Quiet Night In, came out this year. There is a link below to my website where you can download that directly from. If you are interested in a CD, you can order that through there as well, although I'm struggling with postage a little bit at the moment, so a download is better. Okay, there's t-shirts and all those kind of things there as well. You can follow me on all the different social medias, which are, what side? That side. There we go, at the bottom there. Okay, so Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Patreon. Come and join my Patreon community for as little as $3 a month for lots of exclusive content. And also you can leave me a virtual tip if you like through my PayPal link, which is underneath as well. So this is going to be, well, this is the thing, I'm doing a Q&A at the end, so I'm not going to lie to you. This isn't the last song, this is the penultimate song. I'm going to come back and play another one. I can't walk off halfway through this as well. Like I would on stage, I'd walk off stage and come back on again. So this is technically the last song, but it's not the last song. Okay, this is the song that's brought you all here for the most part. It was written in anger after a rather frustrating work meeting and contains 36 uses of the F word. I've tried, and I've tried even more. I've cried, and I can't recall what for. I've pressed, I've pushed, I've yelled, I've begged in hopes of some success. The inevitable fact is that it never will impress. I've no more fucks to give, my fucks have runneth dry. I've tried to go fuck shopping, but there's no fucks left to buy. I've no more fucks to give, the more fucks I've tried to get. I'm over my fuck budget, and I'm now in fucking debt. I strive to get everything done. I've played by all the rules, but I've very rarely won. I've smiled, I've charmed, I've wooed and laughed, alas to no avail. I've run round like a moron to unequivocally fail. I've no more fucks to give, my fuck fuse has just blown. I've been hunting for my fucks all day, but they've upped and fucked off home. I've no more fucks to give, my fuck rations are depleted. I've rallied my fuck army, but it's been fucking defeated. The effort has just not been worth the time or the expense. I've exhausted all my energy for minimal recompense. The complete lack of acknowledgement has now begun to go, and I've come to realize that I don't give a fuck at all. so fucked off they've refused to fucking stay. I've no more fucks to give, my fucks have gone insane. They've come back round and passed me while they're fucking off again. I've no more fucks to give, my fucks have all dissolved. I planned many projects, but my fucks won't be involved. I've no more fucks to give, my fucks have all been spent. They fucked off from the building, and I don't know where they went. I've no more fucks to give. I've no more fucks to give. I've no more fucks. I've no more fucks. I've no more fucks to give. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. Thank you very much for the support there. Now, this next song, which is my final song of the evening, was written by somebody else. It's a cover. I like to leave it to somebody else's words who can write things infinitely better than I can. I'm going to dedicate this one to my students at Bedford College, because I believe some of you are watching at the moment. Hannah messaged me on Instagram earlier to say that she'd convinced some people to come on and have a watch. I do actually teach media production at Bedford College, so I'm going to wave and say hello to level 3 media production students. I hope you're feeling okay during lockdown. This next song is by the inimitable Miss Kate Bush. Out on the wily, windy moor, we'd roll and fall in green. You had a temper like my jealousy, too hot, too greedy. How could you leave me when I needed to possess you? I hated you, I loved you too. Bad dreams in the night were telling me I was going to lose the fight. Leave behind my wuthering, high teeth cliff. It's me, your Kathy, I've come home. I'm so cold, let me into your window. Heathcliff, it's me, your Kathy, I've come home. I'm so cold, let me into your window. Ooh, it gets dark, it gets lonely on the other side from you. I pine a lot, I find a lot falls through without you. I'm coming back, love, cruel Heathcliff, my wandering, my only master. Too long I walked in the night. I'm coming back to his side to put it right. I'm coming home to wuthering, high teeth cliff. It's me, your Kathy, I've come home. I'm so cold, let me into your window. Heathcliff, it's me, your Kathy, I've come home. I'm so cold, let me into your window. Ooh, let me have it, let me grab your soul away. Ooh, let me have it, let me grab your soul away. You know it's me, Kathy. It's me, Kathy, I've come home. I'm so cold, let me into your window. Heathcliff, it's me, Kathy, I've come home. I'm so cold, let me into your window. Heathcliff, it's me, Kathy, I've come home. I'm so cold, let me into your window. Thank you very much, ladies and gents, for joining me this evening. Thomas Benjamin Wild here. I'm going to duck off screen for a second And then I'm going to return to the Q&A session that I promised. Okay, I'm going to duck off because I don't want you to see my hair, because it is a complete state underneath this hat, as lots of gentlemen's hair is during this lockdown through the lack of barbers that are open. So I'm just going to duck off and take the banjolele off my shoulder. I'll just be down here for a second. Talk amongst yourselves, talk amongst yourselves. Okay, whacking this back on now. There we go, and seamless. A seamless transition there between playing and not playing. Okay, I'm gonna have a quick sip of my water. So as promised, I have taken some questions, it disappeared down the back, from various social medias, and I'm going to answer them. If you've got any that you want to put on the live chat at the moment, I will endeavour to read those as well. So, first question then comes from BunBuns12211. Okay, I'm going to be reading out social media names from this now. Where do you get the inspiration to write such good music? That's very nice of you. That's lovely of you. What do you do to get ideas? So, Buns, I tend to write about everyday situations, you see. I always find write what you know. My ideas tend to come to me in moments of high drama and frustration, but also while I'm out walking the dog. That is my alone time. I go for a nice stroll with the dog, and actually lots of my songs have come to me during that time. It's a bit of time where I'm with my own thoughts as I'm walking along. Lots of people have asked to see my dog. I will invite her in a little while. She's a bit chaotic, so she might knock things over, but she will be coming through. So yeah, in terms of ideas, I tend to write about the things I know. I work at a college of further education at the moment. There are various frustrations that happen with that that I try and kind of put into music. So yes, and also kind of the influence of some of the music that I listen to as well. So I listen to a lot of old music, but also new music. Lots of influence, Tom Lehrer and Monty Python and all those kind of things that have been a really big influence. So I hope that answers your question there, BunBuns12211. Capri Felino 1. I would like to know what kind of ukuleles you play. Okay, so there's a few. The one I've been using this evening is a gold tone. Now I'm terrible because I'm not one of those people that knows the names of bottles. Okay, so this is a gold tone. I think there's only one of them that you can actually plug in. So this has actually got a jack on it to be able to plug in like you would a guitar. And I'm using a wireless connection at the moment. And yeah, so this is a concert banjolele, gold tone concert. Up on the wall behind me, this was the first one I actually brought. This is a concert. This is a Barnes and Mullins concert banjolele. And this one here, I don't know if you can see, this is a soprano. It's a bit smaller, looks a little bit more comical, and it's a bit quieter as well. So if I'm wanting those quieter moments, then I can actually play on that. Over on the wall over here as well, I have a Carla soprano with a long neck, because I've got giant man hands, and actually I find playing a soprano ukulele quite difficult. So this is a Carla soprano with an extended neck, but my preferred ukulele at the moment is actually this one, the Flight soprano. Again, I'm terrible with the names of things, ladies and gents. I'm terrible with the names of devices and stuff. This is a rather nice one. I might play this in a little while at the end to see you off this evening. So hopefully that answers your questions there. Hat Inc. Do you play any other instruments? And if not, is there any you'd like to learn? Also, can we see your puppy? Papa. Okay, I'll bring her in a bit. Yes, I actually started playing the guitar. I used to be in various rock bands. There's probably video evidence of that and music that we did record. A band called Ray Guns to Stun. If you look them up, you'll probably find some old videos of me being all rock and roll. But yes, I started playing the guitar. And actually, when I was at school, I used to play the trombone. So I got to about grade 6 on trombone. and then decided I was far too cool to play that, and I went all punk rock. Decided I was far too cool for the trombone, but then ska punk happened, and I was very disappointed that I hadn't kept it up. So yes, I've always wanted to know how to play the piano, but I'm too lazy to actually learn how to play it. I would just love to be able to play, and I'm going to get Ben Dawson, who plays the piano for me, has promised at some point that he will teach me how to just play do some Mrs. Mills on the old Joanna, just because I'd love to be able to sit at a piano. People expect me to be able to play a piano when I sit at it, and I absolutely can't do anything on it. So that's something that I would love to do. So numerous people have actually asked, including William Griffin on YouTube, Timothy Aldredge on Facebook, Dan Turner on Facebook as well. Any plans to perform and tour in, first of all, North Wales, Cheshire areas, the States, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, all those kind of places? I would love to. Now, Wales is going to be a little bit more manageable. There was a plan that I would do a second leg of the tour in November, but actually that's now been replaced with the first leg if the venues are open. I did have something lined up in North Wales for later in the year. Not sure if it's going ahead. There's nothing official that's gone out about that. So I am striving to actually play in Wales, Dan. So watch this space. So I'm not playing anywhere at the moment other than on YouTube and Facebook. So yes, I would love at some point to come over and do some international touring. It's not practical at the moment. It costs lots of money. And I've got an old dog, and I feel like I need to enjoy her final years. She's 13 now. She's not going to be around for much longer. Sounds horrible to say. But yes, I don't like the idea of leaving her for long extended periods of time. But someday, I promise, someday I'll make it over. So Mark Shepherd on Facebook asks, which type of alcoholic beverage do you find is best for having an enjoyable evening getting pants drunk? Well, my preferred tipple is some kind of real ale. I've been a real ale drinker for a while, but actually I've started getting a bit of a taste for a gin and tonic now, various posh gins, very much gin and tonic or beer, okay, but anything really. I can't drink cider, obviously. Rum sometimes gets the better of me, but generally if I'm getting pants drunk, it'll be cheap beer that I'm drinking. Well, maybe not completely cheap, but it'll be beer or gin and tonic. But I'm quite lazy, so actually just opening a can of beer is quite often the best thing to be able to do. Okay, hopefully that's answered your question there. Sergio Martinez, a question from someone with no musical training. How many chords do you typically use in one of your songs? That's a great question. That's a fantastic question. So thinking about it, I did have a think about this today. I would say between 5 and 7 is probably the limit of my chords. Maybe 8 or 9 in the slightly more complicated ones, but I don't use a lot of chords. And what I tend to do with my chord patterns is just bar them and move them up the fretboard so they sound different. So I will work out a song as a certain chord pattern, and I'll just bar the whole thing and move it up. So quite often I struggle to have to sit and work out what the actual chords I'm playing are. I am putting together a ukulele songbook at the moment. So that is something that I'm doing, and that will be available hopefully very, very soon. Okay, Kieran Yates from Facebook has asked what my smallest banjo is. So I play the banjolele, which is a mixture between a banjo and a ukulele. And this is my smallest banjolele. Okay, it's not really in tune at the moment, but this is the smallest one I have. And obviously the flight ukulele is very small. They are hanging up in this room. Quite convenient. There's also one hanging up. There's a soprano uke hanging up downstairs next to the sofa, which we keep knocking off. But it's great because I can just reach out and practice lying on the sofa when I'm by myself down there. Okay. So Zebron has asked on Facebook, who are your top 10 banjolele inspirations? Okay. I don't know if I can give you 10, but I can definitely give you a few. Obviously, you can't say anything about banjolele without saying something about George Formby. I think he's influenced all of us who play the banjolele at the moment, definitely with kind of strumming patterns and that kind of thing, although I still cannot manage the Formby patterns on the banjolele. Another amazing ukulele and banjolele player, because actually a lot of them are kind of play the ukuleles as well, is a chap called Roy Smeck, back from the early 20th century. The Wizard of Strings, as he was described. He's a fantastic ukulele player and a banjolele player. Now, I actually did write a list of these, so I didn't forget. Earlier, I wrote a list down. Of course, the wonderful Miss Tessie O'Shea. If you've never come across Tessie O'Shea, she's fantastic. A brilliant banjolele player. Her signature song was a song called Two-Ton Tessie from Tennessee, but she also did a song called Nobody Loves a Fairy When She's 40. Which is a song kind of I'm hurtling towards playing in a set at some point. More contemporary now, a fantastic chap called Andy Eastwood, who's probably the best banjolele player in the world, I would say, at the moment. I could be wrong, but definitely in the UK. And his videos have been, and his kind of tutorial bits and pieces online have been excellent to actually learn from. Obviously, I can't talk about the ukulele without mentioning the fantastic Cliff Edwards either. I'm probably going to finish with a song by Cliff Edwards later, but he was the voice of Jiminy Cricket in Pinocchio, which we watched the other day. Silvery voice, but he was a ukulele Ike was his name when he played the ukulele. Fantastic. Not so much the banjolele, but ukulele more so. So also there's another chap who I was meant to go on tour with, the fantastic Mr. Tim Barron from the Ouse Valley Singles Club. He is a ukulele and banjolele player as well. And of course, he started playing before I did, and so I watch his videos sometimes and try and work out what he's doing in those. And actually, one of the people who influenced me the most to actually pick it up was a chap called Anthony Mason from Red Hot Ukulele and Cafe Society Jazz. I saw him playing at Twinwood Festival one year, and the seed was sown to learn how to play the ukulele. So those are some of my ukulele influences. And of course, I can't mention the banjolele without mentioning the fantastic Mr. B, the Gentleman Rhymer, who has actually become a really big supporter. I've been on tour, I've not been on tour, but I've played various gigs with him now. Lovely chap, Mr. B, the Gentleman Rhymer. So he probably the biggest influence on the stuff that I do, although I do try and keep away from the things that he does too much. He does his chap hop, and I tend to just write funny songs on the banjolele. But definitely check him out. So thank you, Zabron. Andrew Whitby, are you having any more pins made? Shop showing is sold out. Okay, yes, I will be. They're taking a lot longer to get at the moment, as I'm sure you can understand. But I am planning to stock those back up again. The No More Fucks pins. You will be able to get them again very soon. So another one from Zabron. What is the best advice you've ever been given? Really good question there. The best piece of advice I've ever been given was actually last year. And I was talking about all this luck that I'd had with the song going viral and all that kind of thing. And somebody actually turned around and said, don't rely on luck. I don't believe in luck. Luck is just preparation meeting opportunity, which I thought was a fantastic piece of advice. Okay, so being prepared to actually take the opportunities that you can is a really important piece of advice there. So thank you, Mr. Harry Dickinson, for saying that to me at Goodwood last year. It stuck. It did stick. I'm sure he's not the first person to have said it. Most useless talent, he's also asked. Most useless talent I have is probably remembering the words of children's TV shows back from the 1980s and 90s. I don't know why. They've always just stuck in my head. And people can't remember how the tunes go, and I often sing them. So that's probably my most useless talent. So I've actually categorised some of these into beard-related as well. Okay, so there's a few questions about the beard now. So C. Ludlam 2015 on Instagram, as someone struggling in the facial hair game, how do you keep it so well groomed? Mine curls like crazy and beard oil just doesn't seem to cut it on its own. Now I actually I feel like I don't keep my beard particularly well groomed. I find beard oil makes it smell nice if it's scented beard oil, but it doesn't do a huge amount for it. What I do is I wash it every day with a proper beard shampoo, because I've got terrible psoriasis and I get itchy, horribly flaky skin if I don't wash the beard properly. So I use various beard washes. What I'm currently using at the moment is is from a company called Captain Fawcett, but also Bedford Beard Company as well. L'Oreal even do quite a good one. Specifically, getting something specific for beards. But the other thing that I do is I brush it every day with something like that. Okay? Now, actually, this is a Disney villains brush that we got in Disneyland Paris. Okay? With Ursula on it. But this kind of brush on a thick beard like this actually works really nicely. I find beard combs just don't cut it on this size of beard. So combing the beard every day. I also cannot stand having a moustache that hangs into my mouth while I'm eating because it just gets everywhere. So I try and keep that trimmed as well. Okay. So I'm currently growing. So Max Shep from YouTube. I'm currently growing a beard. So a few tips and tricks for getting it as stunningly luxurious as yours would be much appreciated. Now it's stunningly luxurious at the moment because I can't get it trimmed. I normally have it far more trimmed than this, and actually my face stops about there. Okay, so this is all beard now. It's starting to hide bow ties and things like that. Just grow it, I think, is the best advice. You've just got to kind of power through the horrible scraggly stages, and then you'll eventually get there. Okay. Now, before I move on to these ones, I'm just going to see if there's any more questions in the comments just below here. Okay, that's okay, Max. Will you be doing more of these live streams? I hope so. I hope so. They seem to be working quite well, quite nicely at the moment. If people carry on watching them, then I may well be doing more. I'm actually next week doing a special one over on Facebook for VE Day, which will be covers of songs of the kind of 30s and 40s primarily. It won't be original material, but it'd be great for you to join me for that. What is the strangest thing you have found in your beard, and how did you manage to get it so long? So I managed to get it so long, it's just been growing. It's just been growing for the last 6 weeks. I've not been able to have it trimmed. The weirdest thing that I've found in it, bits of food maybe from, it sounds horrible, sounds disgusting, but it does just act as a kind of, as a strainer. And so whenever I've eaten jam is the worst thing. Jam sandwiches and soup. Terrible to eat with this kind of thing. It just goes down me, and my partner sits there looking at me with with disgust in her eyes. Okay. So let's have a look at other ones. Okay. Now, lots of advice here on how I best do this on here. I'm not that akin to YouTube, ladies and gents. Can't really see what I'm doing in terms of being able to add comments and things like that on there. So are you standing or sitting? If standing, are you tired yet? I'm actually standing. I'm standing at the moment. I've been sitting down a lot recently, and actually standing is doing quite a lot of good, I would say, at the moment. So will you make a cover album? Potentially at some point. I've tried to put covers onto albums in the past and have had to faff around quite a lot with international licensing, and that always causes the issue there. It's quite expensive to get songs licensed. So potentially, we shall see. I would love to, because I've got cover versions of various songs that I'd love to play. So let's just scroll back through and just have a look and see if there's anything else. Okay, so no more comments on that. I know it's probably better to kind of sit and actually comment and discuss with you on there, but I'm standing at the moment and I actually quite tired. I'm going to play one more song for you, just with the ukulele. Just have a quick sip of water. So this next song, this final song, is one of my favourites by one of my favourite ukulele performers, the fantastic Mr. Cliff Edwards. It's bad in tune. Okay, and I'm going to leave you with this one. Though the day is long, twilight sings a song of the happiness that used to be. Soon I'll find repose, soon my eyes will close, and in dreams you're always near to me. I'll see you in my dreams, love you in my dreams. Someone took you out of my arms, still I feel the thrill of your charms, lips that once were mine, tender eyes that shine. They will light my way tonight. I'll see you in my dreams. Through the dreary grey of another day, you'll be far away and I'll be blue. Still I hope and pray with each passing day, for it brings the night and dreams of you. I'll see you in my dreams, love you in my dreams. Someone took you out of my arms, still I feel the thrill of your charms, lips that once were mine, tender eyes that shine. They will light my way tonight. I'll see you in my dreams. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've had a nice evening, wonderful evening. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will hopefully see you all again very, very soon. Okay, take care.